Public Relations Officer of the Cocobod, Noah Menya, is joining us on the telephone lines now. Good evening, sir, and thank you very much for your time.
Good evening.
So, how do you justify renting a venue for signing an agreement for $20,000? Is that value for money?
Yes, it is. We are talking about international business. We are talking about a business that is bringing in almost $2 billion. Well, that is 1.8 you are talking about. And you are bringing a consortium of banks, between 25 and 30 banks, with their representatives, high-profile people. Are we saying that we should just put them in any structure without considering the security of the people who are signing the loan? And this loan is signed, and it is the biggest soft commodity loan in sub-Saharan Africa. It is a serious business.
It is a serious business and good value for money, right?
So it is value for money.
Right, Mr. Amenya, I need to understand what kind of facility this is. If you can give us specifics, which particular facility we can, I'm sure our viewers will have a fair idea whether indeed there is value for money, considering how important you say the signing was.
Well, this signing was done in Paris. And therefore, we need to get a facility that will give the security that is needed for such high-profile people representing their banks from all over the world who are meeting. You cannot just take any hotel at all, but you need a hotel that can provide that security for such high-profile people so that there's no incident after or during the signing ceremony. And therefore, and this is in the heart of Paris. And the amount that was used for the rent is not even $20,000. It is $12,000 for the rental facility, where they needed syndication rooms as well. It's a whole complex thing that is put together. The other one is to create a debit website which is credible, protected for other banks and even the banks who are involved in this to be able to access information that is relevant to the loan syndication, and also for further business for all the banks who needed to go to their website. And put this together, that is what was sent to Parliament. Putting the two together is what costs $20,000. And therefore, you cannot just say it is rent for $20,000.
And the legal fees?
You look at what the loan does for this economy and the fact that it is able to protect the farmers, get them what is required, and we continue to gain. And look at the interest rate for such facility and compare it to other facilities across the world, and even for what our government is able to take. So it is value for money.
Ms. Amenya, thanks very much. You made your point very clear. We're grateful. You said that the $20,000 was value for money, considering that you needed a facility which has, all the security precautions that are necessary to protect those who took part in the signing. Thanks very much for your time. Noah Menya is the Public Relations Officer of the Cocobod. Now, lawyers for former President Jerry John Rawlings have asked publishers of the monthly magazine Liberty Media Concepts to retract a story and apologize for the same prominence given to the story, or face legal action in which they emphasize that the president is grinding to a halt with Parkinson's disease. Lawyer for the former president, Ms. Hanifa Yahya, told the Daily Graphic Tuesday that the publication was defamatory and, quote, they're not speculating but were very categorical that they have spoken to the doctors in Ghana and in South Africa. What motive will they have for such publication if not defamation? Let's quickly get onto the telephone lines and speak to former President Rawlings' lawyer, Hanifa Yahya. Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
So, did Africa Watch contact you before the publication?
No.
They did not?
No, they did not contact me. They didn't contact the former president. They didn't contact his assistant or anybody.
And we need to have a better understanding, the main concern you have. Is it for the magazine stating categorically that the president had Parkinson's, or you feel that the way the text was put is defamatory? What exactly is your concern?
The whole publication was false. The former president does not have Parkinson's disease. And so to put it out there in the manner they did is false, and therefore we can't allow it to lie.
So this apology you're demanding, have you put a time frame to it? Is the former president giving a time limit for which the apology must come, failing which I'm sure you will take further legal steps?
The apology is supposed to be immediate because, as you know, in these days of social media, if you publish something, it goes around the world very quickly. So we demand that they make an apology immediately.
Have you been able to establish some form of contact with the publishers and whether they've given you any feedback at all? Perhaps apologize to you in private?
No, we have not been able to make any contact with them yet.
And you would not take a private apology, would you?
That won't do. That won't be sufficient because of the prominence with which they gave the story. The story was on the cover page of the magazine and also the inside pages.
Right.
Therefore,
carry on, please.
Therefore, if they have to apologize, they have to do it the same way that they published the story.
Right. Thank you very much. Hanis Yahya is a lawyer for former President Jerry John Rawlings. My name is Stephen Enti, and this is News at 10.